One, Excellency, just to remind our graduates today of the fireman's creed, which states that I humbly serve as a guardian to my community, always ready to respond to those who are unable to help themselves. I do not advertise the nature of my work or seek recognition for my actions. I voluntarily accept the inherent hazards of my profession, placing the welfare and security of others before my own. And Excellency, I wish to confirm to you that this team that is before you today, that is the second cohort, is indeed a selfless and committed group, one who have taken their responsibility as a first line of defense against all the destructive forces of fire and other natural and man-made disasters. This team has been actively serving, and what has happened, Your Excellency, this time round is really just to scale up the expertise. This year alone, the Fire and Rescue Services has responded to more than 763 fire incidents on a 24-hour, 7 days a week basis. This is a team that has given itself fully. They are committed, and this training, Your Excellency, that they've just completed does not only involve the technical aspects that you've seen demonstrated by these committed ladies and gentlemen of the service, but they're also trained on virtues such as courage, teamwork, and selflessness. Their unwavering commitment, Your Excellency, to protect the lives, the safety and well-being of Nairobians and their property is in line with your manifesto that you and your able deputy have ably espoused, to create a city of order, of dignity, and where there are opportunities there's hope and there's dignity and opportunities for Nairobians. Indeed, just to reiterate the commitment of this department, Your Excellency, to uphold that particular credo, particularly to victims affected by disasters. That is a category that requires dignity and hope. They're the most vulnerable at that point in time. So, Your Excellency, just to thank you very much for your continued support to help us become a better service and be able to live up to the manifestos and the social contract that you've actually entered with the people of Nairobi. Your Excellency, just allow me to enumerate 2 or 3 milestones that we celebrate as a sector. One, to thank you most sincerely, you and your able deputy, for even allowing us to expand the mandate of this particular sector. When we took over, we were just the fire and rescue services. But Your Excellency, you'll appreciate that disaster management starts even with mitigation. And we all believe that prevention is better than cure. So Excellency, just allowing us to restructure the department to have the disaster risk reduction, which has been at the forefront of dealing with matters of mitigation and prevention, even as the fire and rescue services continues to scale up the expertise and capacity to become a better response service. Excellency, we truly appreciate and want to say asante sana. We also thank you for allowing us to distinguish ourselves in the response and in the rehabilitation and rebuilding. And I'm sure most of the honorable members, the House leadership and honorable members present will confirm that as a sector, we've been quite active supporting persons affected by the disasters through provision of food and non-food relief. Ama namna gani Mheshimiwa? I think we've been quite active, and Mheshimiwa Martin here will confirm that we've actually been working closely just to be able to support them. Excellency, just to also thank you for having allowed us to recognize that urban hunger is also a disaster. Ama namna gani wananchi? Sinjaa pia ni disaster. And we thank His Excellency for introducing the Urban Hunger Support Program, where persons, vulnerable persons living in low-income areas especially, have been supported through the partnership with our able members of the County Assembly. We started off the program, the first phase. We were able to support 45 wards, zimebaki 38, but once we procure, we procure the food and non-food relief in the next few weeks, we'll be able to work together, Excellency, again, just to deal with that aspect of urban hunger. We thank you, Excellency, also for allowing us to try to reflect on how this sector should look like. As you'll appreciate, and you are the architect of the Disaster Risk Management Bill in 2017, together with Governor Mutula Kilonzo, you recognize that disaster cannot be budgeted enough. And you drove reforms that drive the establishment of the disaster management sector as a semi-autonomous authority. Fire and water go together. Ama namna gani? And if you have the Nairobi sewage, the Nairobi water as a semi-autonomous entity, recognizing that the mandate they carry, we thank you, Excellency, for being part of the conversation that is helping us to review that particular act in partnership with the House leadership so that we can have a robust, semi-autonomous agency that is able to have operational and financial independence or semi-autonomy. That will allow us to be able to marshal and retain resources that can allow us as a service to be better placed to assist His Excellency deliver on his mandate of ensuring that there's order in Nairobi and that Nairobi works as it should. So, Your Excellency, as I come to a conclusion, once again, just to convey our sincere gratitude as a sector for your continued support and the fact that leo meva krauni, tunajua that things can only get better, Your Excellency. And I want to thank the Assembly as well, thank Your Excellency, the Deputy Governor. I thank my colleagues for continuing to stand with us. Thank you, Excellency. And as I come to a conclusion, allow me to invite some of my colleague chief officers who are present with us today, just to be able to say jambo and also so that the public can know what they do. My colleague chief officers, kindly step forward. If you could be so kind to introduce yourself.
Habari zenyu, Bwana asifiwe, nisalimieni kwa mkono. Kwa majina naitwa Priscilla Mahinda, mimi ndio katibu mkuu katika ofisi ya gavana, ama county chief officer in charge of the governor's office. Chief, congratulations. This is a milestone and I think you're working towards making sure that the city works. Asanteni.
Habari zenu, good afternoon to you all. I think mine is to thank you all for your presence, and thank you, Chief, for the work done. Thank you, Your Excellency, for steering Nairobi. I think everybody everywhere is able to see the changes that has been able to take to in Nairobi, and I think this is just a manifestation of the good work that you and Your Excellency, the Deputy Governor, is doing. Thank you so much. My name is John Lentari, the Chief Officer for ICT Infrastructure.
Thank you, Your Excellency, the Governor, Your Excellency, the Deputy Governor. All protocols observed. First, congratulations to all the graduates. My name is Ibrahim Otieno. I'm the County Chief Officer in charge of environment. The next graduation, Your Excellency, hata sisi tuko na Green Army, you will be invited.
Thank you, Your Excellency. Allow me to lastly just introduce my directors who are present. We have the directors present. Kindly step forward. Excellency, first is, let me allow them to just quickly introduce themselves, or maybe I should, in the interest of time. We have Director Amos Otwalo Lali, is the Acting Director, Fire and Rescue Services, and we must salute him for the reforms that he's driving in the service. Thank you very much. We have Mzee Wakazi mwenyewe, Brian Chungulu Kisali, who's currently serving as the Acting Director of the Training, Innovations and Development, which includes the school that we are currently having this occasion. Thank you. We have Deputy Director, Acting Deputy Director, Joseph Gidoro, who's the Acting Director, Fire and Rescue Services, in charge of technical services. He's in charge of ensuring that our fleet is working, our premises are in order. Thank you very much. We have Simon Munguti. Simon Munguti is the Assistant Director in charge of operations. If you see the operations, every time you're responding, this is a gentleman that ensures that we respond on time and that the fire service is working like clockwork. Thank you, Simon. We have Moses Mungai, who's the Assistant Director, Acting Assistant Director, in charge of Training, Innovations and Development. Thank you. Last, Your Excellency, we have the gentleman that, by all intents and purposes, is responsible for what you see today. This is Director Wanjiru. Wanjiru is the Deputy Director, Training, Innovations and Development. Thank you, Director. Asante sana, Your Excellency. Allow me to now invite our County Secretary, Mr. Patrick Analo, to steer the program from this point forward. God bless you.
Your Excellency, the Governor, Excellency Deputy Governor, Area MP Honorable Mwenje, House Leadership, led by Majority Leader Honorable Kiragu, Minority Whip Honorable Mike Mugambi, the Area MCA Honorable Irofi, Chief Officers present, Chief Officer Bram Simiyu, who has done a wonderful job today, directors, and particularly the directors in charge of this department, and graduates. Hamjambo. Hamjambo tena. Your Excellency, the Area MP has requested to make quick remarks before he rushes to the Assembly. I'll be welcoming the MCA to, Area MCA to do that. But Your Excellency, let me mention very quickly, it appears the month of November is the month of graduations in the county of Nairobi. Last week, on Friday, we were at Pumwani